Long ago, beside a vast marshland, there lived a crane famous for its cunning nature. Its pure white feathers made everyone believe it was gentle and noble. But behind that graceful appearance hid a creature full of cruelty. Every day, the crane stood motionless by the water's edge, pretending to meditate like a wise sage. The little fish in the pond gradually began to trust it. They often swam close, just to hear the crane speak about the world beyond the marsh. One day, the crane let out a sorrowful sigh and said, "Are you still living happily here? I have heard that humans are preparing to drain this pond. Before long, all of you will dry up and die in the mud."
The fish panicked. None of them had ever left the pond, so fear quickly spread among them. An old fish trembled as it asked, "Then what should we do?" The crane slowly closed its eyes as if thinking deeply before answering. "I know of a large lake beyond the forest. The water there is deep and clean throughout the year. If you wish, I can carry each of you there myself." Hearing those words, the entire school of fish rejoiced. One after another, they thanked the kind-hearted crane without realizing the trap waiting ahead. The next day, the crane began its so-called rescue. It picked up a fish in its beak and flew away, but instead of taking it to a new lake, it landed on a rocky cliff behind the forest, smashed the fish against the stone, and devoured it greedily. After eating, the crane returned to the pond wearing a calm and gentle expression.
"The new lake is wonderful. Your friends are swimming there happily." The fish trusted the crane even more. Every day, the crane carried away another fish, and every day, another life disappeared upon that cold, lifeless rock. Before long, the number of fish in the pond noticeably declined. But because they were so terrified, none of them dared to question anything. In the pond lived an old crab known for its intelligence. It sensed that something was terribly wrong and decided to investigate. One day, the crab said to the crane, "You have helped so many fish already. Today, please take me to the new lake as well." The crane hesitated for a moment. It never enjoyed eating crabs because their hard shells were difficult to swallow.
But thinking that one small crab could never pose any danger, the crane agreed. The crab tightly locked its claws around the crane's neck as they rose into the sky. During the journey, the crab carefully observed the path, but saw no lake anywhere. Instead, below them stood a rocky cliff covered with white fish bones shining beneath the sunlight. Instantly, the crab understood everything. In a cold voice, it asked, "Where is the new lake for us?" Realizing there was no longer any point in hiding the truth, the crane burst into cruel laughter. "Foolish creature, there is no lake at all. Every one of those fish is already inside my stomach, and you will become my next meal." The moment those words ended, the crane dived toward the rocky cliff, preparing to kill the crab.
But the crane never expected that the crab had already prepared itself. Its steel-like claws instantly tightened around the crane's neck. The crane flapped its wings wildly in panic. "Let me go! Release me at once!" But the crab refused to loosen its grip. It squeezed harder and harder until the crane's neck finally snapped apart. The evil crane crashed onto the ground, dying instantly beside the pile of bones belonging to innocent fish. Afterward, the crab slowly returned to the pond and revealed the entire truth. The surviving fish were horrified and furious. They could not believe that the creature who always appeared compassionate was actually a monster hiding behind a mask of kindness. From that day forward, no animal easily trusted sweet words again.
Because sometimes the most dangerous creature is not the one that openly reveals its fangs, but the one that hides greed and cruelty beneath a gentle appearance. The story of the evil crane reminds people not to trust sweet words too easily. In life, there are individuals who pretend to be kind, only to take advantage of the trust of others for their own selfish goals. Therefore, everyone must learn to observe carefully, think wisely, and remain alert in every situation. At the same time, the story also shows that intelligence, calmness, and courage can help people uncover the truth and overcome danger.